Well, that's it. Truck is gone. Last time we're ever gonna see it. There she goes. One last time. I sold a car. It was my 2003 Ford F-150. The next car I am looking to purchase is a 210 Wagon, an S210. I'm making this video to kind of ask for your guys' help. So if you see the right car, please send it to me. The best way to send me like any sort of ad is through email. I'll put up on the screen. It's SoCal2ten@gmail.com. Once again, SoCal, the number 2, ten@gmail.com. It'll be up on the screen. Or through Instagram, also same username, SoCal210, just DM me there. So I'm looking for a very specific 210 Wagon, not just any 210 Wagon. So I expect it to take quite a while to find. So I'm willing to wait however long it takes. I just want the car that I'm looking for. And the car that I'm looking for is going to be a 2001 to 2003 E320 Wagon. In the United States, the 210 Wagon went all the way up until 03, so 2001, 2002, 2003, all the model years I'm looking for. For that, they only made them in E320s. Absolutely no 4MATICs, no exception to that rule at all. Just if it's a 4MATIC, I have zero interest in it. Must have black interior. That is absolute must. The only exception I'm willing to make for the interior is blue, if it's all blue, or if the interior is red, which I've never seen a 210 Wagon with all red interior. But it cannot have the gray, the oyster, whatever else they call it, and the tan or the Java. Just don't want that. The next criteria I'm looking for, I could kind of be flexible on this, is the color. I want it to be 040 black to match my sedan. I understand it's going to be really hard to find a 040 black on black interior wagon. So I do expect to wait quite a while. It may never pop up, but I really would prefer if it was 040 black. I think as long as the interior is black and it's 01 to 03 and it's not 4MATIC, I might be a little flexible on it. I would really prefer to have a black one. I want to share as many of the body parts and all the color match stuff I did with the sedan to the wagon. So that's why I want 040 black. Other than that, I cannot be really picky with options. So whatever options it has is fine with me. I want to mention another thing too, condition wise, I don't really care about the mileage. Mileage is irrelevant on an M112 car. I'm mainly looking for a car in good condition. No cars that are rusty. So I think that pretty much eliminates most of the East Coast of the United States. No cars that were in accidents, clean title only. I would prefer if it had all original paint, but you know, the youngest version of the 210 Wagon is 20 years old, so that's kind of asking a lot. I would prefer if the majority of the body had good paint on it. The quarter panels, the doors, the roof. I understand that the rear hatch has rust issues, so I'm willing to fix that, but I don't care about the bumpers. I don't care about the skirts, and I kind of expect the front end to have chips all over, so not really concerned about that. Just want the main body from the A-pillar back to be really good, and the roof as well. So obviously I would prefer it to be original paint on those panels, but if it's a quality respray, that's no problem. I don't want any poor quality paint work on the car. I know it's kind of asking a lot for a 20-year-old car, but I'm not willing to really deal with someone else's unfinished projects or bucket cars. Just I'm willing to wait for the right car. And also I do not want a pristine low mileage museum example. Also, I forgot to mention on the interior, as long as it's black, I do not care if the seats are ripped. I do not care if the door panels are messed up or the steering wheel. I would just prefer if the dash wasn't cracked, but I mean, if it's black, I'll deal with it. So my expectations are kind of low for the interior condition. I don't care about that. I just really want nice body. So if you don't mind, keep an eye out. I am located in Southern California. The city you can use to kind of reference my location is Irvine. So just type up Irvine on Google and you'll see like the general area. That's kind of where I'm starting to search. I'd of course prefer a local car, but seeing as how I'm looking for a very specific car, I'm willing to travel anywhere in the States to get it. So for anyone curious as to why I do want an E320 in the United States, that is the only variant they made in the facelift models. There's no E430 wagons, there's no E55 wagons that were made for the United States. There may be some here that are imported. So now it's crazy to think that I got these cars about 10 years ago and the 210 was in great mechanical condition but very poor cosmetically, and the 124 was the opposite. It was pretty decent cosmetically but poor mechanically. So ideally I would have a car that's kind of on the better cosmetic side. I am willing to fix it up mechanically as long as there's nothing super major. I really don't want to deal with a car that needs paint again. The 210 was the car that I did that with, and I really hope to never do that. I don't mind doing bumpers and small panels. Like I could do the front end of a car, that's fine. Not the whole car, that's just too much. I just don't ever want to deal with that again. And it's crazy now, 10 years later, these cars are just getting harder to find. So I kind of wish I got one 10 years ago, but now is when I could get one. Also, speaking about finding these cars, please do not send me any car from any auction that is just, it's a non-starter. Auction cars, specifically the internet auctions, are always overpriced and underrepresented. Any auction to me is just a non-starter. I am not interested at all, especially if it's the brand specific one. Absolutely no way am I going to buy an auction car. Private sale only. I'm willing to buy from used car dealers, but just please do not send me any links to an auction. Just absolutely not interested. And speaking of which, I am not looking to set the record on paying for a 210 wagon. Fair market value is kind of where we're looking at. I'm looking for getting the car at fair market value. I'm not looking to overpay for it. So just keep that in mind. That's why I don't want a super low mileage museum example. I want a driver example that's in decent shape. All right, so just to recap, I do want a 01 to 03 E320 wagon, rear-wheel drive only, black interior, and preferably 040 black paint. Willing to be flexible on the color, maybe the interior depending on if it's a blue or red. And mileage is irrelevant, looking for a good condition car and looking for it at fair market value. No auctions. So if you see something that resembles that located in the United States, preferably towards the Western United States, I am located around the Irvine area in Southern California. Send it my way, SoCal210@gmail.com. That's SoCal, SOCAL, the number 2, TEN@gmail.com. I'll put up on the screen. Or if you prefer Instagram, just DM me there at SoCal210. So if you're gonna be looking for a car from me, I really appreciate the help. If not, that's cool too. Of course, I am looking every day through multiple sources for the right car. And in the past 6 months, so basically this entire 2023, I've only ever found one car that was remotely close to what I wanted. The unfortunate thing was it was from a dealer and they lied about the mileage and refused to give me the VIN. So I'm not willing to do business with shady people. I understand I'm asking a lot for a 20-plus-year-old car now, but providing a VIN number is a must. Anyways, I just want to make this video kind of explaining what's coming next, what you've seen in the last couple of videos, what they were for. Hopefully we can get this car pretty soon, and of course I'm going to be documenting a lot of it. And for those less than one handful of you that were interested in my 03 F-150, I'll put a small clip at the end of this video kind of going over that car. That was a really great car. If you're looking for a truck, the 97 to 03 F-150s are great. My F-150, all it ever needed was tires, brakes, and oil changes, so it was a very reliable car. It served its purpose very well, and I'm very thankful for my time I had with it, but it was time to move on. It's finally time to move on to something I'm a lot more interested in, which is a 210. So I'm super excited for what's to come. So that's gonna do it for this video. If you're interested in F-150, just keep watching. But if not, thank you for watching, and I appreciate the help if anyone decides to look for a car for me, and I'll see you in the next one. This is the last video that's going to ever be on my 2003 F-150. So 03 has about 90,000 miles. I've had it since March of 2019. It's been a really good truck. It's been my daily. And it's definitely served its purpose. I'm going to miss it. Had full exterior LEDs minus the third brake light on the camper shell. I really like the camper shell. I always wanted one when I got this truck. And I found one in probably the last year of my ownership. Got to enjoy that for a little bit. Compressed natural gas Ford F-150. A CNG, it is literally what it says, is compressed natural gas. And it's just a nozzle right here. You fill it up, 3,600 PSI. It used to be super cheap for the longest time. It was about 194 gallon equivalent, and now it's quite a bit more. It's in some places it's as much as gas, if not more. So it just makes no sense to keep this truck right now. If anyone is considering a 10th gen F-150, I highly do recommend them. I wish I had the space and the money to keep this truck, but I just do not. So it's time to get rid of it and move on to the next thing.